So you threw her out?
No, I didn't throw her out. But Bridget, my head was spinning. I was up all night worried about her. And then she comes home and she tells me that she's been out with some guy. And you know what? She probably couldn't even tell me his name. She said nothing happened, but who knows? She wants me to forgive her.
Just like that? No questions asked, no grudges held? Like it never happened?
I couldn't do it.
Of course you couldn't.
So then she goes upstairs, and she comes back down a few minutes later with a suitcase, and she said that she's tired of doing things like this to me, but she doesn't know if she can help it. So she's leaving.
Where'd she go?
I don't know, and she hasn't called. I could have stopped her, Bridget. I could have stopped her, but I didn't.
Good.
Is Ridge here?
He's out of town on business.
Well, I didn't know where else to go. But you can't tell him about this because he would just use it against Rick and I. I've already hurt him so much already.
Now, Amber, what's going on? Rick called me a few times last night. He was looking for you. I am not going to say anything to Ridge.
I got drunk.
Oh, boy.
I guess I did.
You guess you did?
Yeah, I must have blacked out. I can't remember.
Well, start from the beginning.
Okay. Eric threw a party for us because we sold the Ambrosia line on Telesave, and it was really great. Everyone was so nice and having a wonderful time. And Rick, he said this beautiful speech about me, about how much he loved me and how proud he was of me. And every time I have everything right there in the palm of my hands, I just blow it. Why do I do that?
So you were at this party, and you just started drinking?
Well, Rick didn't want me to, but I didn't think it was gonna hurt.
What happened?
I told you I can't really remember.
Well, from what other people remember.
I guess I was drinking tequila shots, which doesn't sound like me because I don't drink hard liquor.
Maybe you were pretty far gone by the time you got to the tequila.
I don't know. All I remember is drinking one glass of wine, and then the next thing I remember waking up in some guy's bed.
You what?
I didn't do anything, though, because I still had my bathing suit on.
Who is this guy? Just some guy at the party?
I think he's a model.
At Forrester?
No. He came with someone, Caitlin, I think.
How did you end up in his bed?
He said I came on to him, and I asked him to take me away from the party. So he did, and I passed out.
Does Rick know about this? This part about you passing out in the guy's bed?
I told him, when I came home this morning.
And?
And I could tell by the look on his face that he wanted out. And so I gave it to him. My marriage is over.
Hey, I hope you're hungry.
I actually can't stay.
Oh.
Rick wants me to go watch little Eric for a while.
That's surprising. I thought Amber wanted to spend more time with him now that she sold off the Ambrosia line.
Amber's not there anymore. She moved out.
So what you're saying is Rick and Amber are separated?
Yeah. Oh, he's hurting so much. I could hear it in his voice.
That's a shame.
Don't even try. You know you're thrilled.
Well, I know you are.
That is not true. I hate to see Rick like this.
Honey, of course. But in your heart of hearts, you know this is for the best. I mean, if Amber could treat him like this.
I can't even believe it, Mom. After all the pretty speeches she gave him about how much she appreciated him and how she would never let him down again, I mean, they didn't mean a thing. A man like Rick waiting at home for her, and she just runs off with some model? I mean, how could she do that to him?
I could have told you something like this was going to happen.
No, Mom. No one could have predicted this.
I could have. And I can tell you what'll happen next, too. Interested?
I don't want my marriage to be over.
I know. Believe me, I know. Rick, if you hide from the truth, you don't prevent the inevitable. You just prolong it.
I just wish I knew what the truth was.
Yeah, well, that's always been a problem with Amber, hasn't it?
She'd come so far. If she hadn't lost that baby, everything would be different now.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry you're going through this. But you had to get Amber out of here. And maybe it'll be good for her. Maybe it'll motivate her to get the help she needs.
What is wrong with me? Why would I do something like that? Huh? Get drunk and go home with a total stranger? Am I trying to sabotage my own life?
There could be a lot of reasons, Amber. Was it hard for you when you were watching all of those people celebrating and having a great time? Well, maybe you're still feeling the loss of your child.
No. No, it wasn't that. I was really proud of myself that night. Because we had worked our butts off in that telesave thing, and it paid off. And it was such a relief because I was so worried I was going to let Eric down.
And you were under a great deal of stress up to that point.
Yeah.
How was that affecting you and Rick?
It actually brought us closer.
There must have been some tension.
Oh, really?
Well, Amber, sometimes when a person is going through recovery, they feel like their partner is watching them all the time and keeping an eye on them, and you grow to resent that kind of pressure.
I know.
Well, you said that Rick didn't want you to have a celebration drink.
Yeah, but it wasn't a big deal. I mean, not at the time, but I mean, now it is, but it wasn't then. I mean, I wasn't trying to get back at him or prove a point or anything like that. I was just really happy, you know? I wanted a glass of wine.
And you just had one glass.
Yeah. But I really felt it. I mean, my tolerance level must have been way down. I mean, I haven't touched a drop in weeks. You know, I've never had a reaction like that before.
From the time you had that one glass of wine to the time you woke up this morning, you don't remember a thing?
Bits and pieces, but it's all a blur.
I don't know, Amber. There's got to be more to this story.
You're gonna tell me that I should make a play for Rick.
Certainly not. No, that's the way that someone like Amber would operate, and you are nothing like that. No, you have something that she doesn't. Values, principles, basic human decency, Erica. If you were Rick's wife, none of this would have
Mom,
happened.
let's not even go there. Right now, I just want to be his friend.
Well, just promise me one thing. That if he reaches out for you, you'll be there for him.
Well, Mom, of course I will.
That's my girl. Oh, sweetheart, you have such a bright future ahead of you.
I better go.
Call me later. Let me know how things are going.
Okay.
This doesn't make any sense. I mean, why now, after everything that we have been through? She was getting so strong. At least it looked that way.
Appearances can be deceiving, especially with people like Deacon and Amber.
Oh, wait a second. We can't compare those two.
Why not?
Because they're not alike.
They both cheated on us.
Yeah, but Amber didn't know what she was doing. She was drunk.
Please don't say it like it's something to be proud of.
All right, you know what? Maybe you're not the right person to be talking to about this.
Okay, I'm sorry. You're right. They're not the same. Amber lost a baby. She's dealing with an addiction. She has much better reasons to be so screwed up. But Rick, in the end, does it really matter what her reasons are? Does it make it any easier for you to be going through this? I mean, I love Amber too. I want to see her get better. But I don't think letting her walk all over you is the way to make that happen. Let her get her act together first and then come to you.
That's just it. I thought she had. We both did. But you know, if something like this can happen when she's feeling so strong and it's coming completely out of the blue, then how am I supposed to ever trust her again?
I don't know. And I'm sure this really isn't what you want to hear right now, but maybe you can't. As much as you care about Amber, and I know she loves you too, I think you've got to face the fact that you might not be able to make this work.
More to the story? You think I'm not telling you the truth?
Amber, I believe you, but the facts that you're giving me don't add up. They don't make sense. It's like there's a piece missing.
Well, I already told you everything I know.
Yeah, the part that you heard from this man, the part you don't remember. I mean, what else do you know about this guy? Now, if this guy was there with another girl, why would you come on to him like that?
I can't even imagine why.
And why would you drink tequila? I've never even seen you do that. You said yourself you don't drink it.
I don't know.
Well, see, that's exactly what I'm talking about. There are all these unanswered questions revolving around this guy.
Are you saying he's lying?
I'm saying I think you should check it out because your marriage is riding on it.
Taylor, if things didn't happen the way he said, you know, I mean, if there's some other explanation, I mean, I don't know what it could be, but maybe I didn't do anything wrong. I mean, and if I could find out and if I could prove it, then I could go home to my husband and my son.
You better just find out what happened in that missing time period.
You're right. You're right. You know, his story, it just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't. I mean, after I spent so much time making my marriage work, why would I throw it all away for just some pretty boy that I never even met? I mean, it's crazy. That is ridiculous. Because in my worst times with my pills, I would have never done something like that. You know,
Honey, where are you staying right now?
I checked into a hotel.
No, you're not. You're staying in my guest room.
No, Taylor, I can't. I mean, thank you,
Listen,
but...
Ridge is not here. He's not going to be here for a while, if that's what you're worried about. I want you to be here where you can have some support.
Thank you, Taylor. Thank you. Hopefully it won't be for long. But you're right, I have to figure out what happened that night. Yeah, I can't tell Rick because he'll just think I'm making more excuses. But I have to find out the truth. It's the only chance I have to save my marriage.
Can't believe it's ending like this. After everything that we've been through.
When you love someone, you'll do anything. You'll do love someone, you'll deny the truth, believe a lie. There'll be times that you believe that you could really fly, but your lonely nights have just begun. When you love someone,
Hey, how are you?
I'm worried about Amber. She hasn't called.
Rick, I'm sure she's fine.
Really? I'm not so sure about anything when it comes to Amber anymore. I'm sorry, I just shouldn't really be around people right now.
Well, I'm not people. I'm just me. Have you eaten anything? Are you hungry?
I couldn't eat.
Rick, you need to take care of yourself. We have a little boy who's counting on you.
Yeah, well, he was counting on Amber, too. You know, when Amber was in rehab, I told him that Mommy was going to be back, and she was going to be back better than ever. What am I supposed to say to him now? How could you do this to him? How could she do this to us?
I'm sorry. I'm so, so sorry.
Oh, Amber, you've lost your touch. You know, there was a time not long ago I wouldn't have been able to pry you away from Rick with a crowbar. But this, phew, this was just too easy. You so graciously step aside. And deep inside, you know what is so obvious to the rest of us. And you don't deserve Rick, you never did. And now he's with Erica. He's gonna be so much happier. You know, some of my best work, and no one is even gonna know about it. But that's all right, because everything worked out for the best. Thanks to you, Amber. And your kind cooperation. Cheers.
One glass. One glass of wine would have never affected me that way. Definitely not to the point where I'd be chugging shots with some poser. You're right. There is definitely more to this story. And I'm gonna find out what it is.